Welcome back to This or That with Kobe and Dash, presented by Verizon and presented by Good versus Evil.
I was gonna say.
Have you noticed our?
Hey, we are well dressed for that. It's perfect because we have a bit of a truce going. Just for now.
Exactly.
Just for the duration of this show. Welcome back to This or That. We're about to dive into playoffs, everybody. And before we get to the slides, we just wanted to call back to one of our fabulous fans who jumped into the comments. Goes by the name of Jeopardy. Last week we had one of the questions was around
playing with one hand.
Playing one hand
This person is a triple amputee, plays with an MMO mouse, the Razer Naga, which I used to play with. Yeah. I don't have one anymore.
So I'm a little mad that we weren't creative enough last week to come up with that solution ourselves. Because when we were talking about it, we did not think about the one-handed with MMO.
I feel like we did say it. Did we not?
No, we talked about using like foot pedals. So we were like, oh, if you lose an arm, we talked about using a different appendage or something like that. But we were not creative enough to come up with this solution. And so we just wanted to call it out. That's really cool as hell. And I think that might change how we approach that slide, especially as the two of us have been MMO players in our past. But we're going to dive into the slides for this week. Let's see what we got. We got cooler experience for Fly versus Team Liquid Honda. Is it cooler that Toucouille is facing his inspiration to go pro, or that Bjergsen is facing the player that he inspired to go pro?
I think it's always way cooler for the person to face their inspiration, even though they always tell you, don't meet your heroes, James.
Don't meet them, beat them, Kobe.
Exactly. Yeah, don't meet your heroes, beat your heroes. Because, I mean, the second part of that saying is like, because the hero is gonna, fall short in some way.
Yeah.
Now we get to see, does Bjergsen fall short, or is he gonna got more lessons to teach?
I think especially for us as viewers, this is cooler. Yeah. Because it is cool to see someone who was motivated to get to a certain point, now gets to test his mettle against that very person. But at the same time, I do just want to acknowledge that I imagine it is very cool personally for Bjergsen. We just don't read it as much, but I cannot even imagine.
Is it? Well, I feel like
people tell you that they want to be a caster because of like what you've done. Does that not me that means
maybe I'm just weird, but I always get uncomfortable if people give me compliments or like say they look up to me or something. I'm just like I don't sit well with like the senpai situation.
If all they were doing was walking on stage and gushing about how it is to play against each other, fine. But I just mean like I bet that feels cool for Bjergsen to know passively the effect he's had on this person. And that, one, it's cool that Bjergsen himself has persisted long enough that someone could also, in that time, rise to a competitive level for him. I just think that will be meaningful to him. But I agree with you. For us, for the audience at large, it's way cooler to watch someone come up.
Who is the underdog on Sunday? This is the most exciting matchup. This matchup is actually going to be crazy because both teams have been so volatile. They both ended the regular season with 11 wins, James. CLG versus Cloud9.
I think you have to say that the underdogs are Cloud9.
What? I think. Give me your answer. Give me the reasoning, but I don't agree.
How do you not agree?
Because
one of these teams performed better in the regular split. Like, I have a really hard time.
They don't have the experience of being in playoffs previously. Only contracts.
Yeah, but
in LCS playoffs.
I think my issue there is it just projects too much. Because I think, generally I agree with you that, like, if I think about these two teams in their peak, 1,000%. Cloud9 3-0s them in their peak form, if they show up in peak form.
Whoa,
but my point is
I didn't even say that.
Well, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying Cloud9 will hard smash them if they're in their peak. I just don't think that that's the case, and therefore I can only really evaluate them off of what I've seen so far, not the work I suppose they'll accomplish in 7 days' time before they play.
CLG, I think, are the underdogs, but I am predicting them.
I think Cloud9 has better individual talent across the board, but I think they are the underdogs because they do not work well together just yet.
Our answers are so weird for that one. Who would you bet 1v9's a playoff game? Interesting choice.
Johnsun. Because that's the way the team actually plays.
Interesting
They play
choices.
so that
I
at the
agree.
end of the
100%.
game, they'll 1v9. That's why.
Deal. That was good. That was an easy one.
You're welcome.
The first one, that was a quick one. There you go.
There's a lot to warm into it.
Good versus evil. We can agree on that one.
You can see we're on edge today. More faith in the lower bracket run. Would you have more faith in TSM or would you have more faith in Golden Guardians?
Ooh, I would go TSM. TSM have done it before. I mean, none of those players. Spica was on the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's enough right there.
I'm with you. They're already the higher ranked team. This team's been a mess for the final 3 weeks of the split, so it definitely isn't them. All right, healthier mindset after a loss. Walk away and touch grass for 30 minutes.
That's what I do. That's what I do.
Just LPL's a number, lol, whatever, you know?
Okay, I don't know which one's healthier, but that's what I have to do. We have this really nice balcony outside our apartment.
You have grass out there?
On the fourth floor. We don't have grass, but the surrounding area is a bunch of trees, so it's a bunch of green. I don't actually touch the green, but I go outside and I look at the green.
Yeah. It's enough for Kobe to go to like a mind palace.
But for me especially, I really got exactly mind palace. I got to meditate or something. You got to calm down after the game. I got to get out of there. I don't do a full 30 minutes.
30 minutes is a lot.
That's a really long time.
I mean, but if you're going to make me choose between the two situations, I'm with you. This is definitely the healthier thing to do, and I think
this one just seems like you already got it under control.
That to me, that's more of just a mindset switch about your whole perspective of ranked, is that you just get to a place where you're okay with those fluctuations. I don't know. I'm always of the opinion, take a breath, listen to some music, whatever it takes. All right, which duo would win in a fight, Dash or Kobe and
These are stunt doubles that we trained for weeks with.
Yeah,
it was actually so amazing.
So first of all, right here, this man's name is Tim, Kobe's double, and this right here,
his name is Dash.
His name is Dash. Tyler, we called him Trot for fun, but
they taught
these guys
us so
are
much.
Nuts. These guys are so.
This was such a cool experience.
I want to add so many expletives to get across how good these guys are, how amazing they were to work with, how kind, thoughtful, how
funny,
they were
good
funny.
looking.
They're also very good looking, frustratingly, right? Yeah. Just the opportunity to work with people who are at the top of their game is one of the coolest experiences to begin with. But beyond that, the level of care that they took to make sure that we were both safe, but also learning, like, effectively.
I need to direct people real quick. Go down to the link and watch the video that we're referring to, because we did a playoff promo that is a full fight sequence that we trained with Marvel stunt coordinators and stunt doubles for weeks to be able to get done. And we both sustained multiple injuries in the making of this video. And it was all worth it. So please, go check out the link. We'll have
in the comments. Go check it out. It'll be on Twitter as well.
Which one would actually win in a fight? We could gush about them for hours and hours, but this is the question. This is the slide, James. Who do you really think?
Well, you know I'm going to choose myself here, Kobe.
All right. I know you're going to choose yourself, but do you really believe?
I think I do, actually.
Oh!
I think I do.
My boy, Tim is gonna carry my team.
I was gonna say,
I'm
admitting you want my real answer?
I'm admitting Tim is gonna carry my team, but Tim is gonna win.
Because my thinking is that if we target you first, then we get to double team Tim. I agree with you. Tim is the carry on your team.
Tim is gonna carry my team, baby.
I'm like, me and Tyler, we're squirrely, man. We're quick, we're agile. So.
You're coming after. I'll make space for Tim.
I honestly think it'd be a tough call.
By the way, because Tim was the one when we were just standing around, he would just be standing around doing flips. He was just doing full flips to warm up while we were just standing there waiting.
His background, he started in capoeira, but he's taken like pretty much every single different martial art these guys do.
We gotta wrap this one up. It's too long, James.
Go watch
too
the video.
long.
They're amazing.
Is Seraphine Senna the most broken bottom lane in pro?
Ooh, yes?
No, because
what's one broken?
Neela Tarek. Let me preach for a little bit.
Preach.
Neela is being underestimated and underutilized by all these pro players.
Okay. I
admit that it takes a lot of practice to play this champion, so there's a steep learning curve.
Yeah.
But Neela Tarek needs to get into playoffs.
So what specifically about her being with Tarek? Because this is actually something
the healing synergy, the extra experience, because Tarek needs to get to the team fighting phase, get to the level 6, and Neela can force the engages with the immunity of the Tarek ultimate. It hits all of her synergies. Her kit is so crazy with the extra experience, with the extra synergies, with healing and shielding, and wanting to be an engaged champion, and giving Tarek a dodge to be able to have time for the ultimate to fall. It's crazy.
Admittedly, I'm just out of the loop on this, so I just want to ask you another question on it. My initial concern when you talk about that lane, is just how low range it is. So are they not going to get abused pretty hard in lane with Neela Tarek?
It's a kill comp. It's all in kill comp, and you focus on the team fights. Also, everyone else is also out of the loop, including all the pro players. This is just me trying to preach something.
No, I love it. You're selling me
So
on it.
I would say it's not the most broken
Okay.
bottom lane.
Well,
That's my
I am still
answer.
going to go with conventional wisdom and say that Seraphine Senna, when it's down the way it is and can still win games, is fairly broken. But I'd love to see Mila and Tara come up and show them what's what. More likely to go undefeated throughout playoffs is it going to be Evil Geniuses or 100 Thieves. I think you're. Ooh, I actually was going to snap say EG, but I'm gonna totally reverse course. Because I think while EG will on the whole generally show more dominant games, they will have the propensity to drop one more so than I think 100 Thieves will. Because I think 100 Thieves
throughout playoffs also means you're going to win the whole thing. You're going to win the SCS.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You're also predicting the winner.
It's saying more likely. I'm not predicting. I'm predicting what I think is the most likely to be undefeated. I still think EG is the most likely to win playoffs. I just don't think they'll do it undefeated. That's the difference.
But in order to go through playoffs undefeated, you have to win.
I understand, but they're only asking what's more likely. They're not saying what is for sure going to happen. So if either of these teams are to be undefeated through playoffs, I think it is more likely that it's 100 Thieves.
Okay.
Because I think EG plays in a fashion that at times will just throw a game away.
Okay.
And that's fine.
I hear you again.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
I'm going to go
it?
EG.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough. Hey, they went undefeated run through the lower bracket to win in spring. It's definitely possible. I just think they'll throw a game somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, last slide. Best useless superpower. Is it milk conjuring? Is it phone charging tongue? Or bee whispering? Well, it's definitely not milk conjuring.
That's useful.
Nah, screw that. I hate milk, so I don't give a crap about that.
What? But that's useful.
I don't drink milk.
You can
I know that bothers you, Mr. Milk Drinker, but I don't drink milk, and I haven't since I was like 10 years old.
You're cutting down on
I can't do
if
it.
you're starving?
Well, okay, but that's adding a secondary that like
You could solve.
best useless superpower when you're starving is a different slide.
You could solve world hunger.
And I'd actually probably still go for bee whispering in that situation because I'd get the bees to help me out.
I'm going to say that milk conjuring is not useless. I'm going to use it to summon a bunch of milk and give it to all the homeless.
Okay, great.
Boom.
You know what? Good for you.
Altruism.
Yeah.
I think the phone charging with your tongue
is stupid.
is the most useless.
That is the most useless.
That's
I'd
our
probably go
winner.
with bee whispering. It's never bad to have the bees on your side. That's all I'm saying.
That's pretty good. Was the slide most useless or useful? I don't even. They took
Actually,
it down
that's
already.
a good question. Oh,
Was it
then
supposed-
the most useless is the phone.
Yeah, we agree on
Sorry.
that one.
I think
Because
we were
the-
trying to determine which of the useless ones we'd want. But best useless.
The
best.
Okay,
So
the
it's the
best
one
one.
we'd want. Yeah, I'm gonna go bees.
So the bee one,
Won't be whispered.
I could also see some areas where you're like telling the bees and you go rob a bank or something like
Dude,
that. That's an actual.
I mean, and I like how with the bees you went evil. With the milk you were like solving world hunger because I was like I could direct the bees to cross-pollinate different regions of the world and help fertilize different, and I'm like, we could solve world hunger with the bees. And Kobe's like, I'm gonna rob a bank.
I already did that with I solved the world hunger with the milk. Milk.
Well done. All right, those are our choices. Anyway, once
Actually,
again,
wait,
please,
there's so many
please go watch.
Lactose intolerant. Watch our.
You still stuck on the milk?
Link.
Are you done with the milk?
Link.
I'm gonna fight you again. Yes, please go watch the video, guys. We worked super hard on it. We also think it's a ton
Okay.
of fun, and it preps us very well for playoffs. I don't even remember any of the choreography.
I'm just doing open to the camera.
Yeah.
My normal stance would be this way.
True. Anyway, TL versus FlyQuest, 1 p.m. Saturday. We follow with CLG C9 the next day, and then the week after, we got 4 days
we're done.
of playoffs to go. I'm gonna get his ass.